And we're live!
Hello.
We're live! We're here for our French GP preview, finally! Finally.
Yeah, it's slightly delayed.
It is happening. It is happening. It's slightly delayed. I'm going to tweet.
But come on now, you can't have any complaints.
We need to stall.
Because it's here. On a Friday, the F1 podcast. Obviously, we couldn't go on without a week.
It's a free practice to watch along. Oh. Maybe. I don't know. Verstappen tops. Bottas is second on the mediums. Remember, he's driving with Hamilton's chassis this weekend, and Hamilton 3. I've got a tweet.
Please just don't shout at what you see.
But I like playing catchphrase.
Say what you see.
Right, okay.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm not sure if our chat's working. We got 2 thumbs up already. One of them isn't even me. I hope everyone else is doing well this Friday. This glorious Friday afternoon where temperatures have finally dropped a little bit in the UK. Lots of rain. Lots of rain after a hot week. But yeah, F1 podcast. We've got Preddy to talk about. We've got Kevin Magnussen to talk about a little bit. Ocon, and then the small matter of the French Grand Prix, to also briefly go over in as short as possible.
Hello,
time.
Katie.
Hey,
I've
Katie.
done. I've tweeted. I can talk. Say what I see. Red stuff.
Don't.
Blue stuff.
We've got FP2 in the background in case anything happens. But we're not.
Oh, there was not a watch along. There was a hand over it.
It's Martin.
I even described it as a semi-watch along on the tweet.
Bloody hell. So shall we start off with the newsy stuff? Or
yeah, let's do that. Let's start off with the newsy stuff. Let's get it out of the way.
So we had Preddy, the big news in the midweek, the investigations.
It's your fault, but not our fault, but maybe our fault,
but not your fault.
Not your fault.
Yeah.
Is that how it's best to describe it?
The weirdest, you should expect it from F1. It's the weirdest kind of thing I've ever read, where it's like there was a tyre failure, everything was in the limits, but it happened. So the Pirelli are just a bit hopeless.
Yep.
They couldn't. I guess they don't want to point their fingers because if they start upsetting the teams, then the teams are gonna get them out. But they haven't given us anything about the tyre failures. They've just said it's a tyre failure, and they've given us no explanation of why it happened.
Nope.
And when 2 drivers could have been seriously hurt. Max Verstappen being the closest one because he was near the pit entry brick wall, and not brick wall. And they've given us no explanation.
Nope,
it's crazy.
It's always the case in F1. It's kind of snakes and ladders or cloaks and daggers. As they would say. Hi, Infinite. Hello, in chat.
Cloaks and daggers, yeah. Of the Preddy tyres. It's nuts.
It's just useless. What a useless kind of resolution to it. You can think into it into a little bit more detail, but essentially it's F1 politics in prime that you can't reveal too much to the knowing public. They gave a pretty shoddy kind of explanation. Most people are going, not sure about that, but there's a race this week, so they're kind of going, maybe people will forget.
It's nuts. Something that's so critical to the safety of the drivers.
Yes,
it's got this massive unknown to it now.
Yes, that is the conclusion of what we have got to. Yes,
I just can't get my head around it. It's nuts. I know Lewis made comments kind of suggesting maybe Red Bull were doing something And then Max was making comments like Pirelli are too vague in their investigations. So, fun times.
Yeah, that sums up Pirelli. I mean, Stephen's just going to get more frustrated if we spend any more time. So, I don't understand.
Don't understand.
Infinite doesn't understand. Nobody understands. Next bit of news. Should we go Ocon?
Yeah, let's go Ocon.
Ocon. Performing super well this season.
Got a bumper contract.
2024.
Yeah, I don't know when his previous contract ran to, but I assume he had another year on it because it's a bumper contract. It's not a new contract. So, yeah, 3 years. 3 more years of Esteban Ocon, which kind of the driver market, you can kind of see things happening now. George Russell will be going to Mercedes. Esteban Ocon is out of the equation. I know I felt like Esteban Ocon was the best choice for Mercedes.
But you're not Toto Wolff. George Russell's coming in the picture. Here we go. George.
But obviously they wouldn't, because now you have to buy him out of a 3-year-long contract, which is...
It ain't happening.
They're not going to do that.
It's not going to happen. They don't want Esteban that much.
Unless there's a contract clause, but I doubt that. So George will be replacing Bottas. The only question is when, not if it will happen, is will they do it at the end of the season or do they do it midway through the season? Who knows? And then I think there are reports that Boss will go the other way to Williams, stay in F1.
Yeah, Infinite. George, Mercedes, are you sure about that? Sure. I mean, who else is it going to be? It's not going to be Valtteri Bottas, is it?
Esteban Ocon was the only.
Although Valtteri has one last shot this weekend, doesn't he? Because he switched to the chassis of Lewis Hamilton. So if he suddenly outperforms Lewis, then he might get a little bit more leeway to go.
Did top FP1 by 3 tenths or something? No. It's Boss. This is his last year in Mercedes. It's just whether how long he stays up in that seat this year.
Ah, well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right. That's all cool.
And then that also has implications for Pierre Gasly, who's now the door for him to join I don't want to say a
strong midfield team.
Yeah, or a top team, rather than being in a little baby team as AlphaTauri is now gone because Esteban Ocon is staying at Alpine and Fernando Alonso ain't going to move next year.
I ain't going nowhere next year.
So Gasly's options, he's not going to Merc. Nope. Although people want that, he's not going to. And words, you'll have to stay at AlphaTauri or leave the sport next year and go to Formula E or something like that.
Hi, Tara.
Or be a reserve driver for Alpine, which I don't think you would do. Tara. Yeah.
Tara, you're the star of the show. There you go. Fantastic. Who do you think is going to perform well this weekend, Tara?
Tara? Taking a while to think about this one.
Answers pending, apparently. AlphaTauri is Red Bull's preschool. Absolutely, it is Infinite. On that basis. So
Pierre Gasly, you reckon Formula E?
I reckon Formula E. I can't see him going to IndyCar. I can't see him going into sports car racing. I can't see him going into Super Formula. I know he kind of raced there, but that was more on the junior ladder in the classic Red Bull. Chuck him in Super Formula, and hope they swim rather than sink. And F1, they may keep him for another year. Let's go with this. If AlphaTauri are saying as Red Bull going that they're trying to make themselves a separate team, they might be saying, well, we want to keep Gio. Gio. I've seen Gio come up in chat from him.
Gasly.
Might want to keep Gasly, and only one seat is a Red Bull Junior, and that is Yuki Tsunoda.
Yep.
That's the likelihood to go. If it's 2 Red Bull seats, I think the Red Bull juniors, they will be looking to kind of get the next one up because it is just kind of thing. I don't think Gasly's going to come back to Red Bull because I think there is just too much bad blood there, shall we say?
Yes, on both sides.
Yes.
So yeah, I think Gasly, this will be his last year, or at least in this stint being in F1, because I think he'll have a breakaway next year.
Yeah, I think when seats come available, he will definitely be kind of offered an option. That's for sure. But it would seem mad, a guy that's a race winner now, got 2 podiums in an AlphaTauri, can't get a seat in the sport.
Yeah, top seat. Yeah, all the doors are closed.
It would be mad.
Yeah.
And that's when you maybe go, should F1 be in a IndyCar sort of way, where
teams can have more than 2 cars.
The top teams can get more than cars because they're the ones who can afford it. So having like 3 Mercedes cars and 3 Ferraris and 3 Red Bull cars.
Constructors. Unless you go...
Well, you then say only the top 2 drivers' points count.
Yeah, but then I was thinking that, and then it still gets a bit messy. Because if you're 1, 2, 3, you stop the second constructor getting that 3rd place points.
There you go. Well, they've been the best. If they're 1, 2, 3, they've won the constructors anyway. So that's not an issue, is it?
Yeah. It'll get a bit iffy. Because IndyCar, you don't have the constructors. That's
well, you have Honda versus Chevy. So, but yeah. Essentially, there's no Constructors' Championship, and the Constructors' Championship is the most important thing in Formula One. It's not the Drivers' Championship. I know as fans, we think that, but the Constructors, you don't get any money for winning the Drivers' Championship. You only get money for winning the Constructors' Championship, and we all know that F1 is a car-focused championship, so therefore the Constructors important. So it's a difficult one.
Yeah,
but it is where talented drivers find themselves in difficult situations.
Yes, it is indeed.
Should we finally talk? And this is why it's been so...
No, there's one small other little news. Katie. K-Mag!
He's going to be racing in single-seaters again as he is stepping in for the injured Felix Rosenqvist, who was not cleared to race at Road America this weekend. And, a little bit former F1, both him and Grosjean are going to be sharing the track again. I'm so excited for Road America. I'm excited for the French GP to kind of see how the F1 Championship plays out again. But the race this weekend that we're really focused on is Road America. Whoa! Because there's only 1 point between the championship leaders in IndyCar as well, and it can so go up. But seeing K-Mag back in a single seater again, Roman Grosjean, and he's got a good chance to step into the car with Aaron McLaren, because obviously we've seen in the hands of Pato O'Ward that
car's got pace.
Yeah, it's got
just
super pace.
If he can get to grips with the heavy steering on it, because that's the only thing Felix has stopped Felix from challenging for podiums, is a bit of unluckiness, and he's still adapted to how the car handles.
Yeah,
if Kevin gets it,
I think I was talking to Katie, and I think Jenson Button and Roman Grosjean, I think, have said things like, if there's anyone who can jump into an Indy car and be competitive, it's Kevin Magnussen, because he can just jump into cars and make them competitive, whatever he drives in. So
I saw that with Imsa.
Absolutely. We have seen that indeed. Right, go on then. Let's talk about the French GP. It's what people are actually
Well, let's
for.
have an FP2 update. Verstappen leads Bottas by 8 thousandths of a second, and Hamilton is still 2 tenths off Bottas.
Alonso, what we got to say is the Alpines look quick this weekend. Alonso's P4, Ocon is P6, Ferrari maintaining their pace. McLaren looked quick in FP1, then haven't quite been on the pace so far this year. Raikkonen just squeezing into the top 10. Gasly as well, performing well with the AlphaTauri, with Tsunoda down in 13th. Aston Martin don't look like they're going to be as competitive this weekend. And obviously Williams slightly ahead of Haas and Haas consistently at the back, with Mick Schumacher ahead of Mazepin. But there actually is only about 0.03 of a second between them. So not to go from there. If you can drive a Haas car, you can cope with anything.
There we go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why I've brought Esteban Ocon into my fantasy team this week. So I've got Ocon, Gasly, Perez, Norris, Verstappen. Red Bull with Turbo Perez.
French Grand Prix. You said you're excited for it because of the championship? Is there anything else that draws you to this race?
No.
Yeah.
Like, no, I kind of, the look of the track is quite cool. The kind of the blue and the red tarmacness. I like that. It looks different, doesn't it, to a normal circuit?
Oh my God!
Right, nothing has happened.
Lewis Hamilton went wide. There was smoke.
What are your thoughts on best picks for all prices? We're going Max Verstappen top pick there. Then you're probably going Sergio Perez is the best pick, although he looks a little bit off the pace at the moment. But I don't know if he's done a qualifying run.
Yeah, I don't know. Lando Norris, best value pick.
Huge off from Hamilton. Huge off.
It was crazy. I was terrified.
No, he just ran a little bit wide in the corner. Just for anyone who's waiting at home. Norris is the best in the 13 million bracket. Gasly's the best in the kind of 11 to 10 million bracket, or has he gone up further than that?
I don't know.
But I would pick him over Ocon, but if you can have both, great. In the 8 to 9 million, it's probably Gio or Raikkonen. You can take your pick or whatever one that you kind of fancies. Yuki, but Yuki's out. And in the cheap category, Mick Schumacher is the best in
Mick's probably your best value pick below 10 million.
Probably.
I think he's got the most points out of them.
Everyone get Mazepin. He's just as good for price than Max, and it's facts. Thank you, Brandon. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. They're going down the long straight at the French GP. Look, Mercedes look like they've bounced back. They're more competitive, but Verstappen's still there. Perez is a worry.
Yeah, it's only FP2.
But I don't know if he's done a serious lap yet.
Yeah, it's only FP2.
I can't imagine he's a second off Verstappen.
Yeah, it's only FP2.
All right. Is that what you're going to just...
Yeah, it's only FP2.
All right. Fair enough. I'm looking through the ring light, through the middle, so my eyes are going...
But yes,
I suppose Alpine, if they're competitive in their French GP, which we kind of suggested in fantasy... that'll make it. That could be an interesting fight between themselves, Ferrari and McLaren.
Yep.
During the race, so that will probably be interesting to see. Yeah, Perez is on a race streak, which is fantastic.
But who do you think? Not McLaren, Mercedes or Red Bull? Okay, who are you backing for to do well in France?
Mercedes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Lewis. Could even be a Valtteri Bottas front. Oh my God! Max Verstappen went wide. Whoa!
This is the excitement you get in a watch along. Whoa!
Turn 11. Max Verstappen goes flying towards the wall.
My team is Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Turbo, Gio, and Ocon. Red Bull. I think that's a strong team. Strong team going into the weekend.
But I'm back in Mercedes. It's not a street circuit. They struggled just because they've had 2 bad weeks. We've had 2 weeks street circuits, which are completely different setups and whatnot, less data and whatnot.
Well, look, Mercedes are so good at prioritizing sections of the calendar.
Yeah.
Baku and Monaco, that's it. That's the street circuits done.
Yeah.
Because we're not having Singapore.
No.
And there's nothing else.
No.
To come. Then we're not going to have Vietnam.
No.
I suppose we've got Saudi Arabia, haven't we? That's kind of a street circuit.
Yeah, it is, isn't
it? So but they're prepared probably to sacrifice at this stage and go, I'm
That's
not going
new
to
for
build.
everyone. They
I'm not
can't
going to
be
build a
going-
car
yeah.
that's going to work over 3.
Yeah.
Ocon or Gasly? Gasly. I think the teammate points will send him over the line.
Carry on.
What's your thoughts?
You were
Ocon or
mid
Gasly?
trail. Oh, I was Gasly.
Okay. But yeah, so I just think before we went into those street circuits, we felt a bit like this looks like Mercedes in the bag. And I expect them to go out with a win. And if Bottas is competitive again, it could be a chance for Hamilton to regain the championship lead.
Is the chassis going to make that much?
Hi, Carola.
Hello. Is the chassis going to make that much of a difference that Bottas can actually win the French Grand Prix?
No. Because even with the other chassis, Bottas was generally coming ahead of Hamilton in 3 practices and potentially qualifying. And then it got to the race and he was nowhere. So, no. No. Hello, David. Hello,
Hey,
David. Go from there. Is this the weekend that Ricciardo bounces back and gets ahead? Where do you reckon Verstappen is going to finish? Podium, 1, 2, or 3?
We're not podium predictions yet.
No,
We
we're
need
not
to
there.
finish
We're not there.
General discussions. So,
Any more from the general
I'm
discussion?
back in Mercedes because we're back at a racetrack. Qualifying pace is apparently the fastest. AWS telling us Lewis 2nd, Max 3rd, Checo 4th. Yeah, which I'm hoping is not going to be a bit of a bore fest with Lewis and Bottas dominating 1, 2, whichever order. But it could happen.
There's every possibility it could happen.
And then we have to start thinking, oh God, 2021. Where do we go from here?
Do you think if Bottas doesn't do good next 2 or 3 races, they will bring in Russell? I think you kind of have to.
Yeah. For the constructors. If he gets outscored by Checo again.
Because Mercedes have dominated these set of regulations, and I know they feel they will want to kind of prioritize getting ready for next year, but there's no guarantee that next year you get it right. What you guarantee is you've got these set of regulations right.
Yeah.
And you want to get the Constructors' Championship again.
Yeah.
To have total dominance of this period.
Yeah, I think there's general thoughts. Podium prediction?
Podium prediction, Hamilton 1, Bottas 2, Verstappen 3.
I'm going for Bottas 1, Lewis 2, Max 3.
Wow, backing Bottas to win.
Yeah.
That is, well, you are Bottas's biggest fan, so that makes sense.
I love him.
There you go. There wasn't even anything spicy about this. We're going back to, it is the thing with F1. It's fairly easy to predict. If you go with a Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen podium, you're not going to be far wrong. I know there's been plenty of races about that.
Actually, tell you what.
Hi, Josh.
Bottas is going to be winning the race, and then he's going to have to move over for Lewis, and Lewis wins. So my podium prediction is Lewis, Bottas, and Max.
And team orders. God,
Team
can you
orders.
imagine? Can you imagine Tash Boy? He'd be gutted.
Because Bottas is in a title fight. Lewis is. And there's a title fight on, so he has to move over.
Wow.
Bottas won't win this race. I just realised he
Bottas-
won't win this race.
Bottas won't move over.
And then he's lost his Merc seat.
He doesn't care. At this stage, I genuinely don't think he cares.
Well, he didn't move over in Spain, did he?
No, I don't think he cares. I don't think he is ever going to move over for Lewis Hamilton again. Full stop.
No.
If it's for a race win. If it's like he's lapping him. Obviously. Or if it's for like 5th or 6th, something like that. For in some bizarre world that Mercedes are fighting for 5th or 6th. But yeah, not a chance. Not a Scooby-Doo that Bottas is moving over for Lewis Hamilton for a race lead again. No chance. Hamilton may overtake him, but Bottas will not let him.
Well, I think there will be team orders attempted, okay, in this Grand Prix.
Okay.
I think that will cost Bottas the win. Holy moly, Max is going flying over the bumps. FP2 is over.
He's pushing the limits. Is it over?
Yeah. Whoa!
Oh,
he lost a bit of bargeboard.
He lost a lot of that.
And then I saw there was a radio message with the FIA, but
maybe a stupid question, but I really got into F1 last year, so I don't really know. But if Russell did take Bottas' seat a couple of races, where would Bottas go? Williams. I'm not a stupid question, and never a stupid question here, unless it's who's Stephen's favourite driver. And because he's often wearing something like that to give you a big clue. But yes, I think most likely it would be a straight up switch because Williams would love a driver of Bottas's experience and caliber. And
Williams are they technically a partner of Mercedes?
Yeah. Some sort of technical. I think they have like a technical alliance.
Yeah, so they're pretty friendly with each other, so they could easily swap. Like they did, if you remember last year, Sakir Grand Prix, they swapped. Well, Mercedes got George.
Yeah, and Jack Aitken went back. But I think you would see a straight driver swap, a bit like Albon and Gasly.
Yeah,
Pato is like the 2012 Alonso. Ooh. Kind of. A little bit more difficult to say that just because IndyCar is close anyway.
Yeah,
like even though Team Penske are a Mercedes of the sport, essentially, they haven't won a race this season because it's so close and competitive, regardless of them having the biggest budget probably of anyone on the IndyCar grid, I would imagine. But yes, so kind of. Watch Williams sign Ticton for 2022 when Russell heads to Mercedes, or at least watch that prediction age brilliantly. Okay. I would love to see Dan Ticton go Williams, actually.
The thing is, if they make a mid-season swap and Bottas goes to Williams,
Bottas will stay at Williams.
Yeah, because he probably brings in more money than Dan Ticton.
Well, yeah, Dan Ticton isn't a paid driver.
Is he not? I swear he's got a ton of money behind him.
I don't think so. Josh should be able to confirm that one. But yeah, gutted for VK, but nice to see Askew. Yeah, really gutted for VK because kind of you can say he's an outside shot of the title.
VK?
Yeah, I mean, I know Detroit stuffed him, but he was fourth in the championship up until that point.
Yeah.
And he's still not a million miles away, points-wise.
But missing a race
is a big loss. Yeah, big loss in the championship. And, you know, as an outside shot anyway, as an outside shot anyway, it now makes it pretty damn difficult for him to be up there. But he's still having a hell of a season. Absolutely. But yeah, it will be nice to see Askew again. Road America is always a good track. Road America is an awesome track.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, our excitement for the French GP has drifted into
IndyCar.
Road America.
But I think we kind of basically covered the French Grand Prix. We've given you our podium predictions.
Yeah.
General thoughts, covered the news.
Yeah. So let's get back to IndyCar. Road America, brilliant track. I think it's one of the best tracks on the calendar. Absolutely, as a road course. Brilliant from there. And I do agree, Josh. Obviously, Katie was going to agree. I think K-Mag has the potential to do really well. And I think this is a trial because there were rumours going around the paddock that Felix Rosenqvist, if he didn't start up in it, might be getting the boot like Oliver Askew. And K-Mag, well, Zach Brown already said that if they knew he was available, he would have been seriously considered for IndyCar. And remember that second seat at Aaron McLaren is fully funded, and the only reason why K-Mag couldn't get into IndyCar for this season was because it was too late to sort out the funding issues that he had.
Yeah, for his own car.
Yeah,
to fund his own car.
So he was hoping of being aligned with either a Chip Ganassi, which would then have like a funding or at least quite a bit of funding to a car, or Aaron McLaren, which will be full funding for it. So yeah, it'd be crazy on that. Sorry, French GP, go. On Fantasy Mike, pick up triple Red Bull so you jinx them and they crash and finish out the top 10 so my friend can't catch me on Fantasy. Yes, I probably have jinxed the triple Red Bull because I do have it. So if that helps you out about your friends, then there you go. There you go. I'm sorry. Right. Is that it?
That's about it.
That's about it for today. We hope you enjoy the qualifying tomorrow, the race on Sunday, and the IndyCar on Sunday.
We'll be back on Monday.
We'll be back Monday. Kind of. Yeah, maybe.
Should be.
Be earlier one on Monday.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
Well, lunchtime.
Yeah, we can do a lunchtime one.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. Let's keep the faith in the French GP. It's going to be a great race for the title fight. It's going to be another round of Lewis versus Max, and it's going to be exciting. And Alpine, Ferrari, and McLaren are going to have plenty of action in the midfield. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Woo! Let's go.
And if it is terrible, you just watch IndyCar after it.
Yay! Right. Okay, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Like I said, comment down below if you're new around here. Subscribe.
Subscribe, and ding the bell.
There you go. I was stealing your lines.
Ding
That's
that
how
bell.
it goes. If you want to give a thumbs up on the stream already, that would be brilliant.
Why are you what am I going to say?
Well, I'm just saying, do you want to encourage them to get more thumbs up? Would be brilliant.
Like the stream!
There you go. That's what I was expecting. Unbelievable. I mean, it took a little bit to
Sorry.
get that out of you. But yes, anyway, for now, you F1 fans,
She's sleeping.
keep
I don't know how she's sleeping.
racing.